Hi again. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Erin. I am the owner of Emma K Enterprises, a company that's really devoted and passionate about creating wellness content and information, primarily focused on women, but there's definitely content for the whole family, men and women alike. I am in my late 40s. I'm a working professional, a mom, a wife. I love being outside. I love to read. So it's fun to be a publisher now as well. Obviously, I'm a business owner as well now that I've started publishing and creating my own content to help others. What I'm looking for with this set of video content is really taking you on a journey with me. I've done a lot of research around wellness, women's hormones, cortisol, mindfulness, different things to help incorporate into the day to help with overall health and wellness for yourself, myself, and my family or your family. And so I started last week, and each week I'm going to talk about a new pillar of health based on all the great information I collected, compiled, researched, learned for my books and my content, and start to apply to my life. And if you're on this journey with me, you're welcome to join in, start adding these pieces to the puzzle each week as I am. Like I said, each week adding another pillar, adding another healthy habit or something to my week to help on this journey. And really what some of my goals are that I know many of you might have out there as well are overall health. I'm an older mother. When I was pregnant, I was considered geriatric or having a geriatric pregnancy. So I want to make sure I stay healthy and fit and active for my daughter. Also just for myself, I want to live a life of hopefully I can live into older age, much older age, but not just live, but actually be active and enjoy it. I've also struggled with energy. I've been diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia. So part of it is supplements, but part of it is just staying active, getting out, sleeping well. And then weight. I have struggled a little bit with my weight. I love food, but unfortunately I also love food to the point that I eat it when I'm bored, when I'm stressed. So I'm looking for ways to manage that and find more mindful, better ways to use my time if I'm bored or stressed than just sitting and mindlessly eating and just getting more movement and activity to better connect with my family and friends, to make sure I have that energy that I want, and also have a fit body. I don't need to be super thin. I'm not looking to look like I was when I was 18 or 20, but just staying healthy and fit and active for myself and my family. And so with that, again, I'm taking the next 52 weeks to just go on this journey and start to implement things that I found and researched to put into my books and content so I can see mentally, physically, the changes for myself as well. And so as we go through this, I'll share those changes with you as I'm seeing them. You might even see them as well based on how I might change as we go on this journey. But I'll also talk about some of the other stuff, maybe how I'm sleeping, maybe how my energy levels are. We'll talk about cycles and periods and things like that as well. And so I'll talk about those things as I'm on this journey. So specifically for today, we're gonna start with implementing morning routines. Now, if you're not a morning person, I apologize. I'm not trying to be that person that's gonna push for like getting up at 4 in the morning, or some of these people I read about getting up in the middle of the night. I mean, it's still dark and it's still like you should be well sleeping. But you know, to each their own. Everybody has their own lifestyle. Everybody has what works best for them. And so the idea is just having a morning routine, whether your morning starts at 4. Ugh, not for me. or 6 or 7, depending on when that starts. And one thing that you'll have to do as we talk about morning routines is you might need to adjust depending on your home life, depending on your obligations and expectations of you through the day and in the morning. You might have to adjust things in order to get your morning routine down. So let's start off with, really the morning starts with the evening. And so I'll do a whole separate video. One of our weeks we'll talk about evening routines as well, because evening routines set you up for a good sleep and a good next morning. But that's not for today. This is morning. So this will assume that eventually you get to a point, if you aren't already, where you're sleeping 7 hours a night. Now, sleep is something that I've actually prioritized my whole life. I've learned now in my later 40s that sleep has been becoming harder. I used to sleep through the night with no problem at all, but now I wake through the night. So I'm hoping as I go through these weeks that I'll return back to deep sleep all through the night, so I feel more rested in the morning. But right now, let's just start with the morning. So you wake up in the morning. The first thing you got to think about is you want to make sure that you're getting to a point, if you're not already, that you're waking up with plenty of time to do some type of morning routine to get you ready for the day before you have obligations and expectations. So before kids wake up, or before you need to get the house ready for the day, or before you need to be answering emails and work activities. So make sure you're getting up early enough before that happens. For me, it's typically an hour to an hour and a half, I've found, because I'm one of those types of people that like to do more in the morning before my daughter wakes up and before the expectations of what she needs to get ready for the day. And I like to try to not be scrambling. And that's part of this journey as well, is being mindful of that and trying to find ways to relieve the stress and not have that stressful morning that sets you up for the day. So the first thing is you wake up from your day, making sure that you're waking up early enough to get your routine down before other people have needs of you. If you're not there yet, you can work there. So take the time each day to wake up 10 or 15 minutes earlier. So set your alarm. If you typically wake up at 8, set your alarm for 7:45, then 7:30, then 7:15, etc., until you get to the point where you're waking up at the appropriate time to get the things you want to get done before the expectations come. So wake up with your alarm. Wake up with your alarm. This is hard for me. So this is one thing that I'm working on this week. That's why this is the morning routine week. So wake up with your alarm. Your alarm goes off, get out of bed. Or if you're up before the alarm goes off, just wake up. That's your body's natural reaction to the end of the sleep cycle, unless it's like in the middle of the night and you're still working through symptoms and trying to sleep better. But let's say your alarm goes off at 6 and you wake up at 5:30 naturally, just wake up. Just wake up, get out of bed. Next, if you're a morning workout person, get changed into your workout clothes right away. If not, just stay in your PJs, that's fine. Maybe throw on a sports bra to get on with the day. What I do next, and what I highly recommend, you can do it right in your bedroom, or if your spouse is in there and might get distracted or woken up, you can always step into another room, is at this point in time, I want you to go through morning movement. And so this is really quick, and we'll go through this at the end of this video, and I'll take you through the morning movement. And I'll do a separate video just with the morning movement. But this is just a set of like movement stretches that you can do when you get out of bed to just get your body moving and get you ready for the day. From there, you want to make sure you have a full glass of water. Now you can do that before your morning movement or after your morning movement, but water in the morning is key. Going back to evening set you up for morning, I always put my glass of water on my nightstand the night before, so it's right there. I usually have a little of it before my morning movement and then a little bit after my morning movement. Then what you want to do is you want to make your cup of warm water and go outside. So your warm water, you can either do warm water or you can do an herbal tea, non-caffeinated. And then you want to add some ginger, some cinnamon, some sea salt in the morning as well, and some lemon. So lemon juice or squeezed lemon in your morning water. Now, outside time is very important in the morning. So if it's warm enough outside, go outside with your morning water. So take your morning water, sit outside, walk around outside a little bit, just in your backyard, in your yard, on your deck, on your, if you have a balcony, if you're in a building, just get yourself some sunlight, some fresh air, 5 minutes. But again, if you have the time, if it's nice outside, spend more time out there. Also, you want to take the time to do some type of journaling, note taking to set yourself up for the day. So you can use a journal, you might notice I haven't talked about your phone at all yet. You could use your phone and notes in your phone, but that goes against one of the things that we'll talk about is trying to avoid your screen or any types of screens for the first hour of the morning. But if that's the best way for you to take notes or think about the morning or set you up for the morning, do that and start there. Eventually, it'd be great to just have a physical paper journal in order to do that. And it doesn't have to be anything long. You don't have to write your whole novel or set all your goals for the year and reestablish your goals. This is really just setting the stage for the day and what you want to accomplish for the day, or what you're hopeful for the day, or just something on your mind. Maybe you woke up with a thought or an idea or something like that. You just want to jot that down. So this kind of starts to slowly get you into the morning. Now, during this time, no phones. Try very, very hard to avoid your screen and your phone at all costs during this first hour-ish of being awake. Also, try not to have any caffeine or coffee. Notice I mentioned warm water, herbal teas to get your body, your digestive, just starting in the morning. So try to avoid the caffeine, try to avoid the screens. And maybe it'll take time. Maybe you'll start off with you hold out 15 minutes, then you hold out 30 minutes, then you hold out 45, then you hold out an hour. It's okay. Like, this is not about perfection. I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. We're going to have setbacks. But the idea is that we're on a journey and we want to keep moving forward. Like, I'll admit, this morning I woke up and I got distracted by something on Instagram and started diving into that, and I ended up with a headache. So I feel the difference between when I do a slower morning versus when I get distracted with something on social media or on my phone. So it's just really important to try to be mindful and try to not even look at your phone, because nowadays it's so easy to get distracted between a text message, an email, a social ping, anything that might come up. So try to take that hour. Now from here, a couple things can happen after you've had your morning warm water, after you've sat outside, gotten some sunlight, gotten some fresh air, did some of your journal writing. Now, depending on the type of person that you are, and there's many types, for me, what I'm gonna try to do in my journey is get more done in the morning before my day kicks off. So I'm gonna try to get my workout in, my shower, and breakfast all before the family kind of starts to wake up and the house starts to wake up. Now, that's not for everybody. So from this point, you may just shower and do breakfast. You might just do breakfast because you might be an evening shower person. So, but the next hour or so, depending on your schedule, depending on what you want to get done in the morning before your day starts, will depend on that. So if we go through what I'm going to try to do, and haven't successfully done it every day yet, but we'll start to work on, is getting my workout done. So after my morning water and my journaling, it'll be workout. So this is why usually when I get up and start doing my morning movement, I will get into my workout gear. This way I'm in my workout gear, I'm ready to go for when it's time to start working out. Now I'll do separate videos on recommended workouts, but alternating between some type of strength training and then some type of cardio. So here we'll be doing a lot of low intensity or medium intensity. I'm a proponent of HIIT workouts and calisthenics, but it's not going to be super high intensity. I'm a woman in my late 40s. I'm trying to manage my hormones. I'm trying to manage my day, and huge stress and spikes like that don't do well for my body. Maybe I'll get there at some point, but right now we're going to be really focused on more low impact and medium impact workouts. So I'll get my workout in. Nothing crazy. It's not an hour-long session, 20 to 30 minutes. Take my quick shower, and then I'll get breakfast. Now, if you don't shower in the morning, what I recommend is that you at least do wash your face, cold water in your face to get your body woken up with moisturizer. I'm a big proponent of moisturizer with some type of sunscreen in it. And this is also a great opportunity to do some lymphatic drainage as well. So you get your face wash, cold water, get your moisturizer, and the moisturizer helps smooth your skin. So you can do your gua sha tool or just use your fingers. This might be something that I put in another video. This is not something I'm an expert in. I've just been reading about it a little bit and understanding it a bit. So doing a little bit of this in the morning is something I do after I shower and put on my moisturizer. I do a little lymphatic drainage techniques. And so this is something that you can do as well, even if you're not showering. Just wash your face, ice water, moisturizer. I also am not a 7 to 10 step skincare routine person. I wash my face with the same face wipes every day, and I use the same moisturizer with the same sunscreen every single day, and that is my skincare routine. You can use it. I'm happy to share that in another video, or you can stick with what you have, what's been working for you, because everybody's different, everybody's skin's different. Everybody needs different things to help support their beautiful skin. So after shower or washing face, then it's breakfast time. So breakfast is really important. And I know some of you out there struggle to have breakfast. You're not hungry in the morning. I have my days. Some days I'm hungry, some days I'm not. And so my main go-to in the morning is an overnight oatmeal. So again, going back to the evening sets you up for the morning, I do an overnight oats. I will do a separate video on the overnight oats. I'll actually probably do two, because there's one that's really basic that I do. And then if I want to add some stuff in the morning, it's really basic. It just has almond milk, oats, chia seeds, and flaxseed. And then in the morning, if I want to add bananas or honey or berries or walnuts or something, it just depends on how I feel in the morning. Or I'll do one where I already mix in some berries and Greek yogurt, and that's especially good to add some extra protein. So I'll share some videos on that, but really my go-to in the morning is some type of oatmeal for a nice mix of some fiber, some healthy fats, and some protein. And at this time is when you can now have caffeine. So make sure either you're having it with your breakfast or after your breakfast with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Make sure it's a well-rounded breakfast. Eggs are great with some toast, some avocado, something like that. It really depends on your preference. I love the oatmeal because I can mix it up and I can pretty much prepare it all the night before and not have to worry about breakfast in the morning. So breakfast, have your caffeine. Now this varies. I love coffee. So by the time I'm getting to this point, I want my coffee and have it with breakfast. I am going to continue to try to delay my coffee. Caffeine can also deplete iron in your body or keep iron from absorbing. So I had mentioned earlier, I've also been diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia. I do take some iron supplements. I try to balance it so I don't overdo it. And I took a blood test with my doctor and I've been regularly checking in on it. But one thing that I've learned is dairy and caffeine can prevent the iron from absorbing. So if I'm having something with iron in it in the morning and then I'm drinking caffeine, or, you know, and I like a little bit of milk in my coffee, that dairy as well could potentially prevent the iron from absorbing. So not only is it good just from your whole digestion, your body, your mental state, but also if you might be like me and be low on iron at all, it is one thing that could be helping you, preventing you from absorbing that iron into your body. So something to just think about. But then it's also, I know there's so many rules around caffeine and coffee and when to have it. So one of my big things is just listen to your body as well. If you have caffeine 5 minutes after you wake up one day, it is what it is, right? And maybe you adjust as the day goes on, or as the days go on and the weeks go on, trying to make it a little bit better. And hopefully going through all these routines will make you less reliant on caffeine if you're one of those folks that drink 2, 3, 4 cups a day. So we'll be talking about caffeine a lot in these videos as well. I'm somebody that would easily have 3 cups of coffee a day. And so definitely I'm down to 2 now, maybe 1 sometimes depending on my day, but depending on what you have going on for the day, what you did in the morning. Also, depending on the time of the month and the time in your cycle might depend on if you're going to be wanting more or less coffee to impact those hormones in your body. So caffeine, try to have it after your well-rounded, protein balanced breakfast. But if not, just keep working to get to that point as well. So that is the morning routine. So now by this time, maybe you're having breakfast with your family or having breakfast right before your family wakes up, or your spouse wakes up, or partner wakes up, or roommate wakes up, or the work needs start. And so this way, this is a smooth morning routine to kind of get you prepared for the day. In other videos, as I mentioned, we'll talk about evening routines, we'll talk about movement, we'll talk about things that you should do throughout the day to support your health. But as I mentioned, every week we'll focus on one thing that we're going to try to adjust or work on or improve in our overall health and to support our body, our minds, and for those ladies out there following me and following along, our hormones as well. So we'll be talking about that as well. So with that, I am going to quickly go through the morning movement routine that I have. So this should be less than 5 minutes. And so I'll go through that movement for you so you know what that movement is. You can mix it up a bit if you want to, but this is generally the movement I do. I get out of bed, I put on my workout clothes, and I go through my movement to get myself ready for the day. So let's do that, and then we'll circle back and close out the video for today. So I'm gonna step back and do our movement. So we'll start with shaking out the body a little bit, because remember, we're just getting out of the bed, and so you're gonna shake it out a little bit. And then we're gonna do stretches up. And so I'm lifting each side. I'm going up and over and pointing my toes. I do 10 of these, so 5 on each side, 10 or 12. Depends on how my morning is, right? And then I spread out and I'm just deep breathing in and exhaling out. And I do about 10 of these. Get myself loosened up. And then I do some golf swings. We swing back and forth, almost like we're swinging a golf club, but no golf club in hand, just swinging back and forth. And then twisting, kind of just loose with your arms. You let them kind of hang and go side to side. Another 10 to 12 of these. Then I like to hug it out. Oh, big hugs. And then we stay in this kind of squat position and just kind of go back and forth, slide back, forth. And then we'll come together about hip width apart, shoulder width apart. Bend, waves up. Another 10. Then we swing, ooh, hit the wall, back and forth. Then we bring up, stretch to the sky. And then we will fold down. So in a minute, I'm gonna fold down. Try to touch your toes or touch the floor. If you can't get there, no problem. So we're gonna stretch down for 10, hold up at our knees for 10, stretch back down for 10, and then we'll hang there without our arms down, but actually fold it over. So we go down for 10, fold back up to our knees for 10. Feel that stretch in the back of your legs. Back down for 10. And then cross your arms over your head. And you can feel that pull. And then back up. And then I like to do a little hip movement, kind of from Tai Chi. Ten of those. And we kind of just swing our arms up to our shoulders, back and forth. And back up with our arm stretch. And then shake it out again. It can be as silly as you want, right? So that is our morning movement. So do that when you wake up in the morning, when you get out of bed. Just gets you ready for the day, gets the blood flowing, gets the body going. So it can start you off for your day and your morning movement. Or your morning routine, I should say. So with that, that's what I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Save it for later. I'll do a separate video just on the morning movement, so you have that to save as well. But if you want to have the whole morning routine, save this, like and subscribe for future videos. And thanks again, friends. Have a great day.